In this video, we're gonna go ahead and tear down the top end of our 5.2 liter V8 Magnum engine in my 97 Grand Cherokee Laredo Sport to replace the head gaskets, valve cover gaskets, intake manifold gaskets, basically any and all the seals that we can possibly get to with ease, if you consider pulling the heads ease. In my last video introducing my ZJ here, I had suspected that I might have had a blown head gasket on this 5.2 V8. Since we're gonna be tearing down the top end of this engine, I need to drain the coolant and also drain the oil before we start taking everything apart. So let's get underneath, remove the bumper, and see what's going on there. I got coolant leaks, I got oil leaks, but she runs, and we're gonna try to make her nice and fresh. So let's get underneath and see what's going on. And as per the Haynes manual that I have, since we are working on the bumper right now, or near the bumper, which can deploy the airbags, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative cable from our negative battery terminal. I believe I actually was just tightening some up yesterday. Had a little bit of a loose situation going on. So let's see, as you see, this holder's loose. Let's see if we just get this loosened up. That terminal looks terrible. They cracked these connectors. This is just a sign of what's to come. Working on this ZJ. I feel like I'm gonna crack it just removing it, but there we go. Negative is removed. Make sure that doesn't try to reconnect. Okay, now we're gonna get behind here. And supporting this fascia, I believe, is just these plastic tabs. This is a 97, so the bumper fascia is separate from the grill, so we don't have to touch the grill, I think, according to the manual. Let's get underneath here and remove some more trim tabs. That one is not broken, surprisingly. It's intact. It's over there, though. This one's gonna break. Keep on moving. Third. And that's technically a fourth, I think, actually. Okay. Yep, it is a fourth. Let's see these two screws. Grill just comes right off, so that's good. Yep. 1, 2, 3 tabs here. Okay. And now it's moving. You're all removed. Why are you still stubborn right now with me? It looks like something happened over here before. Like, this is a piece cut out here. We're loosening whatever this is up. This was in an accident. This is rusting and was painted over. Nice. It's not that bad. But you see, they did their own custom work over here to get it to kind of stay in place. The mystery unfolds. Take our bumper off to the side, and let's continue on. And while I'm up here, I'm just gonna remove the fan shroud. I should have a shorter socket, but this works perfectly fine. That's loose, hand loose. Okay, this one. Okay, this I didn't look into anything, so I'm curious if it's just these two and it comes off. That allows it to come forward, but there's still stuff holding it. I think, you know what? I have to get underneath. So let's go back under. We're gonna have to take this skid off in order to just have full access under here. Let me see if I don't remember. This took me way longer than I'd like to admit. But it is a 15 millimeter socket up in here. There we go. 20. I don't know how I just spent 20 minutes looking for this. I'm just struggling. And there's 4 bolts on each corner of this skid. 1 down, 4 to go. All right, you're done. All right, so these bolts are different. Rear, front. Let's keep going. There it goes. Oh, I got it. Cool. Knees prevail. That's our front, what I consider front steering rack skid. Because it pretty much is. I mean, it mostly is covering, it's mostly covering your sway bar and your drag link for the most part. So front steering skid is removed. So there appears to be a leak at the crankshaft front seal, and good thing I bought a new one because I'm actually going to be replacing the timing chain and the sprockets in there as well. And I think that's where our oil leak over there is coming from, because it's dripping down the pan over and coming out over there. So that's our front seal. Pretty wet under here, but once again, I'm very happy in regards to the condition of the unibody, everything under here. I'm back up top right now. I'm still attempting to remove this fan shroud. I haven't even looked in the manual. I'm just figuring it out as I go. So I am hoping that once I get this top radiator cover removed, which is this here as well, I can remove these 2 shroud mounts and we'll be able to get the shroud out. Just give us a lot more room, a lot more visibility. Got this loose. Well, I've just learned something, and that's why you consult the manual. Kind of doing the right thing, but in order to remove the fan shroud, I need to also remove the fan. All right, so in the end, I might need some special tool to hold the water pump pulley in order to unscrew the fan and take the fan and the shroud both out at the same time. With that, I at least want to get something done tonight besides fighting with this ZJ. Since I want to get something done tonight before I call it a night, I'm going to go ahead, go with our lower radiator hose. And this can be very messy if we're not careful. Okay, there we go. That's definitely helping. It's not a gush, but that'll drain over time. Splashing a little. See how watery it is? I mean, it's coolant, but like it's gonna splash all over the place. So I'm a little weary of letting it gush out, right? Let me go open it up. Open the radiator up. Airflow going through, just like you would do with an oil change. Yeah, that's gonna drain nice. We'll let this drain out. It'll go all night. And by the morning, we should have a decent amount of coolant in here, and then I'll pop the hose and let the rest come out, but I just don't want it to gush all over. I've had that happen before all over me. It is not fun. Well, the last that you guys saw, I was draining the coolant from the ZJ here, and as you can see, I've done a lot more than drain the coolant since I last filmed. Obviously drained the oil, but basically I've torn it down to the point where we've got our valve covers off on both sides. Obviously fan is out, and I did all the spark plugs, all the wiring's out of the way, and we're about to pull off the intake manifold. This has been just a lot of me reading the Haynes manual, figuring it out, wrenching away. So this wasn't really meant to be a how-to, more so just come along with me. And I was just vibing the past few days. One thing to note, as you could see over on the table there, I got my my fuel rails with all the injectors in them, all the spark plugs. I have the alternator and AC compressor mount along with the alternator behind there. Got the throttle body back there. Here is the AC compressor out of the way. Power steering's unbolted and moved out of the way. Everything's been going well except for just like 20 minutes ago. It's not gonna hinder my progress, but I'm gonna wanna be careful. I snapped off one of the intake manifold bolts. The head snapped clean off with like a 2mm recessed hole, but as I unbolted the rest of the intake manifold and pried it open from the front, there are no threads on the intake manifold body itself, so we'll be able to take that off. That bolt, that shredded bolt, is actually in the head. So I am going to have a lot of penetrating fluid sit within that bolt, within those threads. So maybe I might be able, once the manifold is off, to take some vice grips, and that's how I'll remove it. But let's see. I am gonna get our intake manifold out. I think right now I have as much covered as I can to prevent grime from getting in, even though I'll be... Oh! Am I stuck on something? Oh, man. Oh, wow. And that is our intake manifold. Nice. This is dirty. But that's what's been awesome about going through this engine. Oh, there's a lot of debris about to fall in the galley, so I got to go in there and clean it up. But a really cool thing about taking apart this engine, redoing the seals and everything, is that we're cleaning it up. We're making sure it's nice and fresh and like new, I'll say. Like new. No, this thing's heavy. This thing's gonna get blasted with carb cleaner, that's for sure. We've got our oil pressure sensor right there, obviously distributor. Yeah, you could see all this oiled and gunked up twigs and leaves and dirt. These, here, let me carefully uncover this one here. As you can see, we have the valve train here, and on that side as well, we got the heads. The valve covers that were covering our rockers right here, those were barely even on. It took little to no force at all to unbolt them, and there was and is a ton of gunk all around that seal, or where the seal was sitting. I took the seals off, so no wonder this had a bunch of oil leaking going on. It was simply all coming from, what I can tell, the valve covers and the heads. Definitely coming from the heads too. I mean, even the intake manifold, there's a lot of gunk out there too. I'm gonna have to make sure, I mean, I'm pulling these heads anyways, but I'm gonna have to make sure that everything is cleaned out before reassembling. This gasket here for the intake manifold that connects to the head right here. That looks like that blew out here. It's obviously probably stuck to the bottom of our manifold, but that was broken. The gasket over here was good, but as you can see, here's the bolt in question that I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get some penetrating fluid really on here good. Maybe get this gasket removed around it. And there's a few things I could do. Thankfully, there's a lot of bolt left. When I broke that bolt off when the manifold was still on, I got very worried, as you could imagine, because I was thinking right away, oh my God, it's stuck in the manifold. Thankfully, that's not the case. We have a lot to work with here, so I'm gonna try with vice grips first after letting penetrating fluid sit on the base of those threads I'll let it sit there for quite a while. If that doesn't work, I can easily just weld a nut to it or even weld another bolt to it. I've done it before and we have options, so it's really not that big of a deal. I am not too concerned with that. When we take the heads off, we're gonna make sure that the heads are not warped, that they're straight, and we're just gonna clean it all up, clean up our rocker arms as well. You can see all the carbon buildup everywhere, but we're gonna try to make this as nice as possible. Redo our head gaskets, redo all of our intake gaskets, clean all this up, and we'll be putting it back together within the next week. I'm gonna take my time. I got a bunch of other stuff I wanna get to here as well. I do have a new oil pressure sensor just because you see where that is all the way back here. Yeah, I'd rather do that now while it's completely open. Same goes for the distributor. I'm gonna put a new distributor and distributor cap there. Yeah, we have a lot of room to work with, so might as well take advantage of it while we're here. All right, so it's the next day. I got the entire area prepped and ready. This is actually my leather welding apron that I'm using to cover the valve train and the engine here. As you could see, I have a nut ready on this bolt, ready to be welded onto it. Got my welder prepared, ready to go, cleaned up my workspace a little bit. We're gonna say a prayer, and hopefully we can get this bolt out. Otherwise, not really sure what we're gonna do. We'll take the head off and, I don't know. This just simply better work. All right, it looks like crap, but it might work. Say a prayer and hope. It's the only chance we got, really. All right, now for the moment of truth here. Let's see if we get our set socket fits over, perfect. Do a little tight. I don't know if the weld is holding. The welds did not hold, it just cracked off. Nope. It took the top of that bolt off too. That's why you don't leave. That's why you don't leave flammable rags in your welding zone. Jesus, dumb of me. Very, very dumb of me. All right, we've given that some time to cool. I made sure to weld on as much as I could, as hot as I could, which is the key. And oh my goodness, I hope we get some movement. I don't know. I'm nervous. I think I don't know what's moving. Oh, it's breaking. The bolt's breaking. I don't know now. Do I try to weld the bolt together? The bolt's breaking. That's the bolt. That's a real shame. Damn. I've made a decision here. That bolt has got issues. It's obviously, for some reason, very soft. And unfortunately, I don't think drilling it out is the way to go. So I actually called a local machine shop here, and as long as I pull these heads and nothing happens, I should be able to get that bolt pulled out of there for around $100. And I'm gonna bring them both of the heads, have them check them, make sure they're healthy, all good, see if anything needs to be done, see if they need to be surfaced. And worst case scenario, if they do have to surface these heads, it'll be a $400 in total bill. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull these heads, get them cleaned up just a bit, enough to bring them over there. It's Friday right now, so Monday morning, bring them over to the shop, and they said I could have them by next Thursday. So $400 to fix this issue with the bolt, as well as just get them nice and clean. Obviously, they'll take care of getting the gaskets off and everything. I'm happy with that. It could have been way worse. All right. And with much difficulty, we got our driver's side exhaust manifold out, disconnected from the driver's side head. So that's step 1 of 4, getting these heads out. Yeah, okay. Before I call it quits for now, I need to do a sanity check, or else I'm going to be thinking about it for the whole day. You have to loosen the head bolts. There's 10 of them, 5 on the outside, 5 inside. You have to loosen them in reverse sequence of installation. So I'm on bolt number 10, which is the last that is tightened fully. And you're to crack them a quarter turn. They're on there with 105 foot-pounds. I am scared. It's moving. Okay, that moved. It moved. I'm gonna do 2 more because I need my sanity check to be cleared. And then later, passenger side exhaust comes off, rockers and push rods come off and out, and then we crack the heads. But let me just, one more sanity check of cracking these heads off. See how much clearance I have. This is why you gotta do the rocker arms first, but let's see. That turns. That turns. And then the last one I'm really worried about is this one right up front. I'm worried about it because it's got the most caked up stuff on it. I've had penetrating fluid on it for the past 20 minutes now because I'm scared. And let's go at it. Oh, it moves. It moves. Okay. I've proven to myself that these head bolts, so far so good. It's difficult to get in. Oh, that's coming off way smoother than the driver's side, but I don't know how to lift it out. I don't know if I'm gonna, honestly. I think I have to. I think I can leave it there for now. The exhaust manifold there. It's not in the way, and I'll get it out after the head's out. That'll give me more clearance to pick it up and clean it up. Next is the heads. I think I'm gonna refer to the Hughes manual really quick. I'm pretty sure it says I need to take the rocker arms off and the push rods out. It's definitely a lot of work if I gotta do that, but nothing, it's pretty straightforward and they're all very easily accessible. I'm just gonna get myself some cardboard ready because if I recall what it said, you have to make sure that you keep track of every single bolt, every single rocker arm, and every single push rod for each location that it's at and reinstall them at those exact locations. Okay, so this one, let's just remove this one first. I'll make sure any hardware stays with its rocker arm. Okay. So we're just gonna do this. Make sure it's loose, and then I can remove this rocker arm pair. This is passenger side pair number 1 towards the front. Place them accordingly. That's going to be left and right. One of our push rods, as you can see. I'm going to put that right in this hole. Perfect. Same for this second push rod right here. Some carbon buildup on it. Looks straight. I'll test them later individually, make sure everything, is okay. All right, that's our first set of rocker arms and push rods, and we're just gonna keep going down the line. Second pair of rocker arms and second set of push rods. So that's you. It'd be nice to get this all clean, polished. This engine's gonna be very happy. It's gonna be very happy when this is all over. One thing that I've noted to myself is that these head bolts are not marked, which to me means were never serviced. These heads were never serviced by a technician taking these heads off. I do have brand new bolts to replace all these head bolts anyways. We will not be reusing our head bolts. I don't want to lean and drop this, so we're going to be careful now. Perfect. So now we've got all of our push rods in order from the passenger side, and at a frame, I got all my rocker arm pairs in line for the passenger. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to working on the driver side here, and we'll get those removed. All right. And that is the removal of both our passenger and driver side rocker arms and push rods kept in order. I'm gonna go move all of it out of the way, make sure it stays in order and stays safe from any sort of potential damage while working on this. There we go. There it is. And with that, we got our mount with the belt tensioner as well as our ignition coil. So these two, I'm gonna go put these somewhere safe with their appropriate hardware. Now I'm just gonna pull this mount for the power steering off of the head, and then we can pull the heads. So we are now at the point where we are removing the head bolts from our driver's side head and thus removing the head. So according to the Haynes manual, we are to loosen the bolts, and let me bring this up to the camera. We are to loosen the bolts in reverse order of the tightening order. So as you can see from the diagram, we are going to start with bolt number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in the instructions, it states to loosen them a quarter turn each over and over until they are able to be loosened by hand. So that's what we're going to do. We are to start with head bolt number 10. I know we did this yesterday, but I'm going to do a full quarter turn now to further confirm it is loosened as specified. And I put tons of penetrating fluid on these just yesterday to try to make this an easier process. So that was 10. Those two in the back are in a tight spot, so I've got to do it like this. Let's go at number 9. Loosen it a bit more. Make sure it loosens. Quarter turn, okay. Now we're going to switch to bolt number 8, which is in the front here. Okay. Oh, that is loose. Okay. Bolt number 7 is right up top. That's not loose, that is on there. I want to be as careful as I can be with these head bolts. Like, extremely careful. Bolt number 7. All right, get back on there, okay? And we're gonna go ahead. Oh, jeez, these scare me how they crack open. Turns. Quarter turn, okay. Jeez, I hate that. Number 6 is back there. That one turned easy. Okay. Number 5 is up top. Can I do it with these extensions on? Yeah, I think I can. This is me now being lazy. Number 5. All right. Let's get the extensions off. Let's go up here. Okay. Make it a quarter turn. Okay, 5. 4 is right down here. Once I've got all these cracked, I'll be much happier. You know, obviously still have the passenger side to worry about, but you know, progress. Number 4. That, there's no good leverage on with this right now. I'm gonna go to a non-wobble socket, straight long boy, as I'll call him. Get back down in there. We're on it. Hold on for dear life and crack. Number 4. Out. No issues. 3, as I assumed, is right up top. Oh God, I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate it so much, but there's no choice. 3. 2 is down here. Can straight long boy reach without hitting my brake lines? No, I actually need wobble. I need wobble-de-wobble-de-wobble. Oh man. Wobble-de-wobble will get us in there a little bit better. I'm on my, I'll just be careful. Okay, it's moving. Okay, 1. I just want, this is the last head bolt to crack. So we're just gonna give us the most straight up force possible on this. Just straight. Okay. Come on. Oh, come on, don't make noises, don't make noises. I know you're the first head bolt to be tightened down. But God, okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove these head bolts. All right, so now for the moment of truth here. Let's get our head bolts removed. I've gotten them all loosened up by hand. Bolt number 10, bolt number 9. That's one of our long boys. Bolt number 8, bolt number 7, bolt number 6, bolt number 5, right out. Bolt number 4, and I'm seeing no corrosion on any of these, which is an amazing sign, honestly. Bolt number 3, bolt number 2, and now head bolt number 1. This was the last bolt holding this head on our engine block here. I've seen just a pry bar right here. This isn't a maintenance surface, right? So this is a protrusion. Pry bar right there. Oh, there it goes. Oh, perfect. And coolant is now spilling out. I have a drain pan under there to catch this coolant. It's actually pretty funny, you know what? It's draining into both the coolant drain pan I have underneath and the oil. I kind of wanted to check that oil drain pan some more, but now we've got oil and coolant mixed. Okay. Wow. So there's this protrusion right here that, once again, is not part of the maintenance surface that we're able to just gently. Oh, wow. We are spilling all that coolant out. Make sure that I'm actually getting it most in the pan. Oh, it's on the floor. Just make sure this is cracked all the way. Wow. This is, oh, there goes the head. Let it sit there, because I know there's a couple bolts back here. They're holding up, feels like a ground, and that's something, that's a mount. Gonna get a bolt back there, unmount those two, and we're gonna attempt to lift this head. It might not be the stupidest thing in the world. It also might not be the smartest thing in the world. As I said, it might not be the smartest thing or stupidest thing in the world. Okay, so for now, got the head propped up. Looks a lot of coolant in a lot of spots because I spilled it everywhere. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, we're gonna carefully lift this up. Oh, and bring it over here. Oh, this thing's heavy. We just pulled, oh man, the driver's side head. Oh my God. Let's take some rags, some shop rags. That's gonna soak up immediately. Get all this coolant soaked up and out of these cylinders here. We actually got the cylinder heads off. That's insane. That is so cool. So far, let's look at this head gasket. Let's see. I mean, to me, it looks like it's intact. And also, I know the gasket's on, but the cylinder walls themselves, the spaces between the cylinder walls, they look good right now. I'll have to get this gasket material off and, you know, further investigate. But quite cool. You could see our cylinders, all the carbon buildup around them. We'll have to get that all cleaned out. You can actually see we have the crosshatch pattern on each cylinder wall that we can see, except this one is top dead center right now. Meaning, you know, so far so good with these 3 cylinders that we can see. When I'm doing the timing chain, I'll be rotating the engine and I'll be able to see in that other cylinder. Yeah, so far so good. Well, it has been quite the busy week here on the ZJ in its engine bay. As you've seen, I've gone ahead and removed everything that was in the way in order to get our heads off. And that was a week-long challenge for sure. I believe I started work on this last Monday. So I've been working on this for 7 days straight so far. And as you can see right here, let me get the right socket on. I've been working on the block, getting the mating surfaces all cleaned up. You can see we have full movement and everything's smooth in here, just super smooth. So in cleaning up the block, I've determined that there is cross hatching on all of these cylinder walls. They look nice, they look good. And I've just been cleaning up all the carbon deposit off of the pistons and just everywhere else that I possibly can. And I'm not really touching our lifters, just cleaning them up a little bit on the outside. And I'm also not doing the camshaft right now because that would require me to disconnect the AC unit, get rid of the refrigerant, which I can't do in my garage, remove the radiator, remove the AC cooler here. So that's not happening. But what is happening is I had these heads. I actually just brought the heads to a local machine shop this morning, and they were able to get to them today. They called me and informed me that the heads were in fact warped by 0.006 of an inch. I believe within spec, the acceptable warp is within 1,000 of an inch. So they're going ahead, they're machining the heads, which I'm super happy. I even brought them to the machine shop because now that is that's a problem that was found and will be fixed, will be remediated, and we will have perfectly flush heads on this block, ready to be reassembled shortly. I've already removed the water pump here. I just got the bolts in place. And the next thing I'm gonna be doing is the timing chain. This engine, once again, has 204,000 miles on it. So one of the things we can do with everything as is replace the timing chain in here with a new sprocket. So we're going to be doing that. But before that, I'm just gonna keep cleaning up the block here, get the intake manifold cleaned up, get the valve covers cleaned up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So if you like this video, please hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. There will be a follow-up video for this ZJ and many more to come, many more regarding this ZJ with all the projects, all the upgrades I want to do for it. So in my next ZJ video, we will be finishing with what I'll consider our top end rebuild, if you will, of our 5.2 liter V8. And I'm super excited for that. I should be getting the heads back later this week. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna get everything cleaned up. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you all the new parts that I got to freshen up this engine, a lot of while we're here components, and make sure that we are ready to give this engine, I don't know, another 100,000 miles, 150,000 miles. That would be really nice. You know, maintenance is key. Maintenance is key. And if you take care of your stuff, like I see that this engine definitely was taken care of. There were some things that should have been done sooner that I'm doing now, but as long as you take care of your stuff, they'll take care of you. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will definitely see you in the next one, because I know you're all interested in seeing this beautiful engine rebuilt. Take care.